I was standing at the edge of that pool in Phoenix, 2009. Beautiful blue water, freshly resurfaced, sparkling in the afternoon sun. The buyers were right next to me, and I could tell. They were already gone, already mentally setting up lawn chairs, already picturing their kids' birthday parties in that backyard. I was doing different math. I'm Frank Mitchell, by the way, retired broker, 32 years in this business. And I learned real fast, never look at what a pool looks like, look at what it's hiding. Because I wasn't staring at that water, I was thinking about what was underneath it. The inspection report said one word, functional. That's it, one word. And that young couple grabbed it and ran straight to the closing table. They stretched hard to get that house. Pre-approval was tight. They passed on a $285,000 home, no pool, no problems, and paid $310,000 for this one. 14 months later, they found the crack. Structural crack in the gunite shell. That's the concrete foundation the entire pool sits on, combined with equipment that was already failing when they bought it. The repair bill came in at $34,000. $34,000. Insurance wouldn't touch it. They couldn't sell without disclosing it. They were completely stuck. You want to know the worst part? The inspector saw that pool, walked right around it, checked the equipment, wrote his little report. He just didn't know what he was actually looking at. And that's what I watched happen over and over again. For 3 decades. If you're looking at a home with a pool right now, stay with me, because this gets worse before it gets useful. Drop a comment if your agent has already told you the pool is move-in ready. I genuinely want to know how many of you are hearing that phrase right now. Let me tell you exactly how this trap works. It's not an accident. It's not bad luck. It's a sequence. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. It starts with the photos. A pool photographs better than almost anything else in a home listing. Blue water, bright sun, maybe some landscaping around the edge. Looks like a resort. Looks like a vacation you get to have every single day. And your brain does something the moment you see it. It stops evaluating. It starts imagining. That's not your fault. That's just human nature. But sellers know it. Listing agents know it. And the experienced ones, the ones who've been doing this a long time, they lead with that pool photo every single time. First image. Sometimes the thumbnail. Because the moment you see it, they've got you. Now here's what that pool is actually worth. And I mean actually, not what it feels like. There's appraisal data on this. NAR research. The numbers are not what you think. In northern states, anywhere with a real winner, a pool adds somewhere between $10,000 and $20,000 to appraised value. Sometimes less, sometimes zero. I've seen pool homes in the Midwest appraised below comparable homes without pools because buyers factor in the cost, the liability, the headache. Even in Sunbelt markets, Florida, Arizona, Texas, the Carolinas, where pools are basically expected, listing agents routinely price pool homes $40,000 to $60,000 above what the pool will actually appraise for. They're selling the fantasy, and buyers are paying for it. But the purchase price is just the beginning. Here's what a pool actually costs you every year after you close. And pay attention because most buyers never add this up before they sign. Basic maintenance. Chemicals, cleaning, seasonal service. That's $3,000 to $5,000 a year, and that's the conservative number. If anything breaks, you're not fixing it for less than a few hundred minimum. Then your homeowner's insurance goes up. In most markets, a pool adds $50 to $100 a month. That's $600 to $1,200 a year, just to insure the thing. In some counties, a pool bumps your property tax assessment. Not everywhere, but enough places that you need to check before you close, not after. And then there's liability. If a child, yours, a neighbor's, anyone's, is ever injured in that pool, you're looking at a lawsuit your standard policy may not fully cover. Most insurance advisors recommend an umbrella policy on any property with a pool. That's another $200 to $400 a year on top of everything else. Add it all up. A pool can cost you $5,000 to $7,000 a year before a single thing goes wrong. Now let me tell you about suburban Atlanta. 2014. Seller had owned the home for 11 years. Pool looked immaculate in the photos. Honestly, it did. I saw the listing myself. The buyer's agent never ordered a pool-specific inspection, just the standard home inspection. Equipment noted as operational. Closing happened. The pump was original, 11 years old. The heater had a crack in the heat exchanger, and there was a slow leak running under the deck. Had probably been leaking for 2 or 3 years. Nobody caught it. Year 1 repair bill, $18,500. The buyer called me after the fact. I wasn't even their broker. They just needed someone to explain to them how this happened. I told them the truth. That seller knew that pool was aging, and when the maintenance costs started climbing, He decided it was somebody else's problem. That's the thing I need you to hear. A disproportionate number of pool homes that hit the market. They're being sold because the current owner is done paying for it, done dealing with it, and they haven't been maintaining it properly for the last 2 or 3 years before listing. That beautiful water you're looking at? It may be hiding years of neglect. Stop for a second. Have you actually asked your agent whether a pool-specific inspection is even on the table? Because most buyers never do. There are 14 specific things a general home inspector is not trained or licensed to evaluate on a pool. 14. And I'm going to walk you through the ones that'll cost you the most money. So you got the inspection done. You paid your $400 or $500, got the report, and somewhere in there it said the pool equipment was operational. Maybe it said functional. Maybe it said no major issues noted. And you exhaled. I get it. That report felt like protection, like someone finally had your back. Here's what that report actually means when it comes to a pool. A standard home inspection is a visual check. The inspector walks around the pool, looks at the equipment, turns the pump on, confirms it runs, checks for obvious cracks he can see from the surface, writes down what he observes, what he doesn't do, what he's not trained to do, and in most states not licensed to do, is evaluate the structural integrity of the shell. He doesn't perform leak testing. He doesn't pressure test the underground plumbing. He doesn't tell you whether that fresh coat of plaster is covering a hairline fracture in the concrete underneath. He looks at what he can see, and with a pool, what you can see is almost nothing. When that report says functional, it means the equipment ran on the day he was there. That's all it means, nothing more. And most buyers, smart buyers, prepared buyers, buyers who did everything right, read that word and assume the pool is sound. It's not a guarantee. It's a snapshot, and it's an incomplete one. Now here's where it gets worse, because there's a disclosure loophole that most buyers don't even know exists. In most states, a seller is legally required to disclose known defects. Known. That one word carries an enormous amount of weight. If a seller has a crack in the gunite shell and they painted over it 2 years ago, but never had a structural engineer officially confirm it was a problem, they can argue they didn't know it was a defect. If there's a slow leak in the underground plumbing that they suspected because their water bill kept creeping up, but they never had it officially diagnosed, they can argue they didn't know. This isn't me speculating. I watched this play out in transactions for 3 decades. The legal gray zone around pool defects is wide enough to drive a truck through, and sellers and their agents know exactly where the edges are. You are not protected the way you think you are. So let me walk you through the 3 things that destroy budgets after closing, because almost none of them show up in a standard inspection. First one, underground plumbing leaks. A pool loses water to evaporation every day. In a hot climate, that can be an inch a week or more. So when a pool is losing 2 inches a week, most buyers have no reference point. Looks like evaporation. Feels normal. Until the water bill arrives. Underground pipe failures are invisible from the surface. The water is leaking into the ground beneath your patio, your deck, sometimes beneath the foundation of your home. You can't see it. You can't smell it. The only way to find it is a pressure test on the plumbing lines, and that test is not included in a standard home inspection. Second one, gunite and plaster shell condition. Gunite is the concrete structure the pool is built from. When it starts to crack, that's a serious structural problem, but here's the thing. A fresh resurface looks identical to a sound shell from the outside. Identical. Blue water, smooth surface, no visible indication of what's underneath. A pool that was resurfaced right before listing, and I saw this more times than I can count, may have been resurfaced specifically because the seller knew it was deteriorating. The question is, what's underneath that fresh coat? Third one, equipment age. This one's just math. Simple math almost nobody does before they make an offer. Pool pumps last 8 to 12 years. Heaters last 7 to 10. Filters run 10 to 15. If the pool is 12 years old and all the equipment is original, you're not buying a pool. You're buying a replacement cycle. Every major component is at or past its expected lifespan. It's functional today. It won't be for long. Now, how long was the home you're looking at sitting on the market? I'm asking you directly. Pull up the listing right now if you need to. Because in my experience, a pool home that sits longer than 45 days in a hot market is telling you something. Buyers looked at it, walked through it, saw that pool, and walked away anyway. The question is whether you're listening to what that number is telling you. Young couple in Tampa, 2017. Sharp people. They asked good questions. Didn't take the seller's word for anything. Got a full home inspection, which they should have. Inspector noted pool equipment operational. Nobody pressure tested the underground lines. 18 months after closing, their water bill went from $80 a month to $310 a month. They called a leak detection company. 2 separate pipe failures running underneath the patio. To get to those pipes, they had to jackhammer through the patio deck. Final bill, $22,000. When I look back at that listing, the house had been on the market for 90 days before they bought it. 90 days. In Tampa. In a market where decent homes were moving in 2 weeks. I always wondered why. Now I think you do too. Because what I'm about to show you next, the pattern I watched repeat for 30 years, is going to change how you look at every pool home listing from here on out. Here's the pattern. I watched it repeat for 30 years. Different buyers, different cities, different price points, same mistake every single time. Buyer finds a house with a pool. They love it. They want it. So they go into negotiation mode, which is good, they should. They fight, go back and forth on the sale price, push the seller down $5,000, maybe $8,000. They feel like they won something, and then they accept a pool with $15,000 worth of deferred maintenance without blinking. I saw this over and over. The number on the contract gets all the attention. The pool, the thing sitting in the backyard that's about to cost them more than the price reduction they just celebrated, gets none. They negotiated the house. They forgot to negotiate the pool. The best buyers I ever worked with understood something most buyers never figure out until it's too late. They treated the pool as a separate transaction inside the transaction. Here's what that looks like. First, they hired a certified pool inspector, not the general home inspector, a separate professional who does nothing but evaluate pools. That inspection runs $150 to $300. It covers the shell, the equipment, the plumbing, the drainage, the deck, everything. And it produces a written report with specific findings and estimated repair costs. That report becomes a negotiating document. Second, they use that report to go back to the seller with specific numbers, not vague requests. Specific. Your pump is 11 years old and needs replacement. That's $1,800. Your plaster is showing stress fractures in the deep end. Resurfacing estimate is $6,500. We need a credit of $8,300 at closing, or we need those items repaired before we close. Sellers respect specificity. Vague complaints get dismissed. Specific numbers with written estimates behind them get taken seriously. Every time. Third, and this is the part almost nobody does, they set a hard walk-away number before they ever submitted the offer. They decided in advance. If the pool inspection comes back with more than X dollars in needed repairs and the seller won't credit us, we walk. They made that decision with a clear head, before they fell in love with the house, not after. That's how you protect yourself. Now I need to tell you about something your buyer's agent is almost certainly not bringing up before you make an offer. The insurance conversation. Most agents don't have it. I don't know if it's because they don't know or because they don't want to slow down the transaction, but you need to have it yourself. Pools require an umbrella liability policy in most cases, on top of your standard homeowner's insurance. That's another $200 to $400 a year in most markets. Your homeowner's premium itself goes up. Depending on your insurer and your location, a pool adds $600 to $900 a year to your annual premium. And in Florida and parts of the Gulf Coast, this is the part that stops people cold. Certain insurers won't cover a home with a pool at all in high-risk zip codes. The market down there is already stressed. Some carriers consider a pool an unacceptable liability exposure. You may end up with fewer coverage options and higher premiums than you ever budgeted for. Find this out before you fall in love with the house, not after. Now, resale. Most first-time buyers aren't thinking about selling yet, but you should be. 1998. I had a listing outside Cleveland. Beautiful home, meticulous family, in-ground pool, well-maintained, not a thing wrong with it. They were proud of that pool. Genuinely believed it was going to add value. We listed in October. Every showing, and we had plenty, buyers who liked the house, who were interested, who were ready to move forward. They got to the backyard, and the conversation changed. In Ohio, in October, looking at a pool means looking at something you have to close up for winter, pay to maintain all year, and reopen in the spring. Buyers didn't see an upgrade. They saw a bill. We ended up selling that house $12,000 below what comparable homes on the same street, without pools, were selling for. $12,000 below. Just to get it sold. The sellers were stunned. They couldn't understand it, and I had to sit across from them and explain that the thing they loved most about that house was the thing that cost them. So let me ask you something directly. 2 homes, same street, same square footage, same school district. One has a pool, one doesn't. Which one sold faster? Which one appraised higher? The answer depends entirely on where you're buying, and most buyers never ask that question until they're the ones trying to sell. What I'm about to give you next are the exact steps to protect yourself before you ever sign anything. All right, here's exactly what you do. Before you make an offer on any home with a pool, any offer, 3 things have to happen first. Number 1, you hire a certified pool inspector, not the general home inspector. A separate professional who evaluates pools specifically. It costs $150 to $300. That's it. That's the price of knowing what you're actually buying. You don't skip this, not for any reason. Number 2, you request every pool maintenance and repair record the seller has. Every service visit, every repair invoice, every chemical log if they've got one. All of it, in writing, before you proceed. And if they don't have records, that's your answer right there. A homeowner who's been maintaining that pool properly has paperwork. Absence of paperwork is not a neutral finding. It's telling you something. Number 3, you get the age and full service history of every major equipment component in writing. The pump, the heater, the filter, the age of the plaster, in writing. Verbal assurances mean nothing at closing. I watched that lesson get learned the hard way more times than I can count. Now here's how you use what you find. If the pool inspection comes back with findings, and it usually does, you've got 3 options. A repair credit at closing based on actual estimated costs. Seller-funded replacement of any equipment over 10 years old before you close. Or a straight price reduction that accounts for the deferred maintenance you're inheriting. You present all 3. You let the seller choose. And if they refuse all 3, you walk. Simple as that. Last pool transaction I was personally involved in before I retired was a couple in Scottsdale. 2019. They did everything right. Hired the pool inspector. Inspector came back with $8,200 in flagged repairs and equipment approaching end of life. They went back to the seller, got a $7,500 credit, closed with confidence. 2 years later, they called me, said that $300 inspection was the best decision they made in the entire process. That's what doing it right looks like. I want to leave you with one question. One question I wish I'd asked every single buyer I worked with before they fell in love with a pool home. If the pool weren't there, and would you still want this house at this price? Sit with that. Answer it honestly. Because if the answer is no, the pool is doing the selling for the seller, and you just spent the last 20 minutes hearing exactly how that trap works. I spent 30 years watching people buy problems they thought were upgrades. A pool is the single most expensive amenity on a home listing that the fewest buyers actually understand before they sign. Now you do.